Greetings, this is the Jester's Court, and this is a special edition of Jester's Court, as this will be a introduction into the Kybalion. Yes, this is an introduction to the Kybalion, and it will be a 8-part series, the introduction plus the 7 Hermetic principles. So, without further ado, we're going to discuss a little bit of the Hermetic principles and discuss a little bit of each principle that will be discussed in this series. Okay, so what is the Hermetic principles? Well, first let's go to our good friend Wikipedia, and we're going to go to their general description. The Kybalion was first published in 1908 by Yogi Publication Society and is now in the public domain as well as circulating the World Wide Web. It's based in ancient Hermeticism. Its philosophies, as a conjunction with others, have become the founding pillars of the New Thought movement of the early 1910s. The book early makes claims is about appearance and one's life when time is appropriate and includes axioms, insights similar found in books of Proverbs. So basically, we're going to look at Hermeticism, because that's basically what it is. Hermeticism, also called Hermeticism or Hinticism, is a religion, philosophical, and esoteric tradition based primarily on writings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, or Thrice Great, or the three wizards, whatever, but really one person. These writings have greatly influenced Western esoteric tradition with great importance during both the Renaissance and Reformation. The traditions claim descent of Prisca, theological, blah 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 blah. So, Hermeticism was more, it wasn't really like a religion, what it was more of a science of understanding the universal laws. Like, you had the 10 Commandments, but you also have these. The 10 Commandments are just laws based on man, but the Hermeticism is laws based on the universe. If you ever heard of Hermes Trismegistus, he was basically can be broken into Thoth, who is one of the Egyptian deities of thought and thinking and wisdom and those things and the laws of the universe and etc. etc. So the Kybalion is just basically understanding the laws of the universe and how the universe actually works and how that can relate to your everyday living. So what this series is an introduction towards that and towards that thinking, and it comes a lot with alchemy. Trismegistus was kind of the founder of alchemy. I could be wrong, but he was the founder of alchemy. He was the great philosopher, the great priest, the great king. It's just basically the 3 archetypes of a sound being. He was so alchemy was it was all about transmutation, or changing from one state to the next. But it wasn't just about physical transmutation; it was about mental transmutation and being able to change from one state to the next. So let's see. And Wikipedia just got like historical information, but I'm giving you kind of just like esoteric information. It's just a science. It's not really a science, but it's more of an observation and understanding of the laws of the universe. And these laws govern everything in your physical world, because your physical world is a part of the universe. So these laws govern that. So using these laws kind of put you in a higher state within your magical workings, or make you more spiritual if you're more of like a spiritual seeker. These laws right here will align you perfectly. So we're going to go into those laws. The first law is the principle of mentalism. I'm just going to state that the principle of mentalism embodies the idea of all is mind. That everything happens to have a result of a mental state which precedes it. For anything to exist, thoughts had to first form, which then form physical manifestation. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant positive seeds in your mind garden. The next is the principle of correspondence. The principle of correspondence expresses the idea that there is always a correspondence between the laws of phenomenon of the various planes of being in life, as above, so below, as below, so above, so below, as below, so above. The principle states that there is harmony which can be made, agreement and correspondence between these planes, delined as the 3 main planes are the great physical plane, the great mental plane, and the great spiritual plane. So as above, so below. So everything is all corresponding. It all starts with your spiritual, then your mental, then your physical, and your physical, mental, spiritual. So try to keep that in mind. Next is the principle of vibration. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this expounds the idea that motion is manifest in everything in the universe. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates in circles. The principle explains that the distinction between manifestation of matter, energy, mind, even spirit are all result of only different vibrations. The principle of polarity. The principle of polarity embodies the idea that everything is dual, everything has two poles, everything has its opposites. All manifested things have two sides, two aspects, two poles. Everything is and isn't at the same time. All truths are but half-truths, and every truth is a half-false. There are two sides to everything. Opposites are identical in nature, yet different in degree. Extremes meet, and all paradoxes may be reconciled. The principle of rhythm. The principle of rhythm expresses the idea that everything there is manifested at a measured motion, to and from, flow and inflow, swing backwards and forwards, like a pendulum movement. There is rhythm between every pair of opposites and poles, and is closely related to the principle of polarity. It can be seen that this principle embodies transition from one pole to the other, and not necessarily poles of extreme opposites. Principle of cause and effect. It explains that there is a cause for every effect, and there's a cause for every effect Principle of cause and effect. It explains that there is a cause for every effect, and every effect for every cause. It also states that there is no such thing as chance, that chance is merely a term indicating existent causes not recognized or perceived. The principle is clarified in the chapter of causation. But anyways, cause and effect is everything is happening simultaneously, so that means that nothing exists without a cause. So then if you see something happen, it's just that you see an effect, but you don't know the cause. Like you see a car drive down the street, that's the effect, but the cause is the person driving it. But there's a greater cause because there's a reason why that person is driving that car, etc., etc. So, and the last principle, because I won't read this whole thing because it's pretty long. The principle of gender embodies the idea that gender manifested in everything. The author states that it does not relate explicitly to the commonly unknown notion of sex, but rather to beget, to procreate, to generate, to create, to produce in general manifestations itself on all planes as the feminine and masculine principles. Mental gender is described as a hermetic concept which relates to the feminine and masculine principles. It does not refer to someone's physical sex, nor does it suggest that someone has a certain sex necessarily in matching their mental gender. Ideally, one who has balanced mental gender. One wants to have a balanced mental gender. So basically what they're talking about is feminine, masculine, it's positive, negative energy. Negative receives and pulls in, positive discharges and gives energy. So those two things balance out, the negative and the positive, the yin and the yang. What they mean by the mental brain is being receptive and being projecting your thoughts and receiving thoughts, like being able to listen and being someone that always has to speak, but being able to balance that mind state of receiving can lead to psychic abilities or whatever. So yeah, those are the 7 hermetic principles, and we're going to go into each of those in their own video on a weekly course, so we can get some more learning on that. We can learn more about the 3 great planes when we get to the principle of correspondence. So this has been an introduction to the Kybalion and the 7 hermetic principles, the laws of the universe. Like and subscribe, and keep being yourself.